It's the holiday season.
Holiday season. All right, let's do this. Point of due is arriving in a Honda Accord. Just kidding. Neither of us have a car. Justin, how are you?
I'm good. I am good. Yes. I'm surprisingly wide awake. I've said on here before that I'm not really a morning person, and
Mm.
I was woken up at like 7:45, 8 o'clock because my parents are all writing, see you arounding, and they
Okay. I was like, what were you gonna say? Like, where were you gonna be?
um and I felt wide awake, which is strange because I wanted to sleep in today. That was the initial intent, but that didn't happen. But yet I still feel wide awake. So circadian rhythms and things are weird. But
Is sleeping in like 9:45? Because
sleeping
we
in
had a
for me is
podcast to record at 10.
no. Well, I had my alarm set for 9, so at
Oh,
least
okay.
9.
All right.
Yeah,
Me too, actually. No, I had 9:30. No, I had 9. I had 9.
I've just had a couple of really long days because I worked for the furniture bank on Friday, and the hours we're supposed to work. Ideally, the executive director, when I first started, was like, "Okay, so you if you get started around 8:30, we let our donors know that you're coming sometime between 9 and 11:30, so you should be done by 12:30 because you'll finish all the pickups, come back to the warehouse around 12, and then bring all the furniture up to our floor in the warehouse, and then you'll be done and leave by 12:30." That Friday was not that day. Friday we had three, I think three pickups, which weren't bad at all, easy. And then we got back to the warehouse, and then the operations manager was like, "Oh, we're gonna have you go to this furniture company that's donating furniture that was returned, and they can't use it now because it's been in someone's house and company policy or whatever." So we're like, "Oh, okay." So we unloaded our truck, our full truck, left it on the bottom floor of the warehouse by the loading bays, and then drove to this furniture company. And they filled the truck for us, which was nice. And then the operations manager left and was like, "All right, we'll see you around." And and we get back to the warehouse, and it's all the furniture from the first pickup, which was a full truckload, all the furniture from the furniture company, which was a full truckload, and myself and my friend Gordon, who you've met before, had to bring it
Did.
all upstairs. And uh, long story short, we were there until 4, and we were supposed to
Okay.
be done by 12:30. And it
Yikes.
made for a very long day, and our backs hurt, and I had to enlist the help of my grandparents because I couldn't find anyone else who would be available at the time, and it
So
was
what
my
did they
grand
do? Were
and
they
it was my
moving furniture?
and it was my grandfather's birthday, and I felt really bad, but he was like, "No," because I offered to go out to lunch with them, but then I was like, I'm not going to be able to make lunch because it was his
Instead,
birthday and
help me
stuff.
do manual labor.
So instead, well, he was like, he's so funny because he was like, all in it. He was like, I'm gonna do this. Let's go."
Yeah.
He's like, "Good thing I worked out this morning." Ha 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 ha. I'm like, the passive aggressive sarcasm is really it for me. That's what.
And then after they helped you with this, you got them right on the Wii Fit board.
Yeah, right. Right. And it was funny because they ended up so we ended up having lunch, but at 4. Initially we planned for 2. And so we
Okay.
got lunch, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have dinner reservations at 5." And I was like, "I'm so
What?
sorry." So we got lunch at 4, and then they were like, "Oh, we got a new kitchen table, and it's on top of Yin's car. Can we Yin is my grandmother. Can you help us get it off the car and into the house?" And so Gordon and I were like, "Sure." After the day we've
I
had
was gonna say
moving
you have to
furniture,
do that.
after the day we've had moving furniture and you helping us, we'll help you move your furniture into your house. Absolutely. No problem. Little do we know, this was the heaviest table on earth. So we're taking it off her little tiny, Toyota Corolla or Camry or whatever. And it's the heaviest thing ever, ever. And we got it off. It was a day on Friday. And, you know, even though I delayed lunch until 4 and to and that was like an hour before their initial dinner reservations. They ended up calling me later that night and said that they were happy because um, they went to a Chinese restaurant, and they said the people they were with ordered like there's American Chinese food, which I think we might have talked about, but there's
We've
like
talked
dim
about
sum,
it.
which was like which you had the other day, which you should talk about.
Yes.
We there's dim sum, which is like authentic Chinese food, and then there's a lot of the Chinese food that you and I and other our listeners probably have had. That's kind of Americanized Chinese food.
Hmm.
But then there's like super duper Americanized Chinese food. So when my
Like
grandparents went out
what?
to this restaurant, they went and they got like like the poo poo platter, the
Hmm.
chicken wings, like the things that
Yeah.
are like could barely pass as Chinese food.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
my Friday, and then Saturday I worked for New Life again because why not? And it was much easier. And then I went to the Bruins game and they lost, but it's okay. It was a good weekend. My back hurts, but how are you?
You know what I got out of that incredible story? Yin is arriving in a Toyota Corolla. We think it could be a
We
Camry.
think it could be a Cam. I'm pretty sure it actually is. I don't know.
I like Camrys. They're
Can't
nice.
say.
I
I
really,
gotta be honest. I can't tell the difference between a Corolla and a Camry.
I mean neither. But she really got one hell of a shout out this episode. I
Yes,
love that.
yes. I'm
Um,
sure she'll be excited when she listens. Hi,
yeah,
Yen.
that's
Hi, Yer. Yer, you're on your second mile.
oh yeah, true.
My grandfather normally listens when he's on the treadmill.
Yeah, I said this when I met because I met both of his grandparents the other day, a week ago, and I Justin was telling me this that he does his reps while he's listening to the show, and I was like, okay, we need to start like calling out his reps for him, just like in the middle of the show. Is he really on his second mile? We've been going for like 2 minutes.
Well, we don't know. He could have been listening to something else beforehand, but I
True.
felt like I was talking a mile a minute, so he could be on his third.
Yes. He maybe I don't know, but that was a I loved that story. And thank you for sharing. I
What
don't
was
really
your
have
experience at dim sum? I want to
yeah.
talk about that
So
because we had talked about on the show that we should go to dim sum, but explain it. I've grown up with it, so explain what it was for the audience, like what you experienced.
okay, so I went to dim sum with Justin's well with his dad, his grandparents, him, and his cousins, and your aunt, right?
Yep. Hmm.
Yes. And it was really cool. So it was like a how I don't want to call it like a it's at like 11 o'clock, right? We went at what time
Yeah.
did we go?
Uh,
Okay, so it was like in the middle of breakfast.
9:30, 10 o'clock. I think we went.
Okay, so it was kind of more on the breakfast side, but we went and it's a Chinese restaurant and they come around with carts. And you see I didn't understand the paper that they gave you to check off things. I thought that was really cool. I just wasn't following how people like I'm sure there was a system. But you get these little they were like bamboo like circular dishes, right? Was that what you would
Yeah.
describe them? Do they
Yeah.
have a specific name?
I don't know them off the top of my head, so we'll call them
Okay.
bamboo circular dishes on the show.
Okay. Um, and it was just really good food. Like, is it true that it's not supposed to be like a whole meal? Because I was researching dim sum, and it says like the translation. Your grandparents might know it better. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not gonna go into just like a false history. But it was just it was just really good.
Let's falsify our histories, shall we?
Yeah. um, we do that in America.
Yeah.
We talked about that last episode, or 2 episodes ago. But anyways, my favorite at the beginning those pork, they weren't dumplings, they were flat. They were really really good,
Yeah, yeah.
and it took me 5 minutes to pick one up because I was adamant
Yeah.
that I wanted to learn how to use
But
forks.
I was really proud of you, Nick.
Thanks.
Nick used chopsticks for most of the meal, and that was really impressive for someone who didn't grow up doing that, and that was
No,
really
I did
great.
not.
I usually bring my grandparents or my dad or my aunt or someone because I don't know the names of the foods. I just point and say, I want that, I want that, I
Yeah.
want that.
Yes, and they were very helpful. Also, the tea was really good at the beginning.
The
It
tea
was
was really
loose
good.
leaf. Is that how?
Yeah, it was
what we called it?
loose
Tea?
leaf. I think it was probably jasmine tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very good, and I also had water with it. ice water. But
Yeah.
we had, and then we got into the debate, like, is tea better cold or hot? And people were like, oh, like, you mean iced tea? I was like, well, I guess yeah, but like iced tea is like what I think when I think like Dunkin' Donuts. But like people have cold tea sometimes, and I don't understand.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Point of View. First and foremost, Nick and I want to thank you so much to all who supported our Point of View merch fundraiser for Toys for Tots. We were able to raise over $150 for Toys for Tots, and we are so grateful for all your support. Thank you so much. We cannot express the amount of gratitude that we have for you.
It's true. Keep going.
Anyways, you know that I'm Justin.
I'm Nick.
He's Nick Gervasi. On this episode of Point of View, we're leaning into the commercialization of the holidays and talking about gifts. Nick, let's talk about things from our
Point of view.
just they let the tea stand
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
Like they boil the water and then just let it get to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Or they ice it. But even as soon as you say iced tea, I just think like brisk or Dunkin'
Yeah,
Donuts.
yeah. Or like
Um,
Arnold Palmer or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Which
But
funny you say that. When people ordered, I didn't know Arnold Palmer was lemonade and iced tea
hmm
for the first like
also a
year
golfer.
that I was serving.
hmm
Yeah, also a golfer, yes, that branded the drink and sold it. But I did not know for the first year of serving that it was lemonade iced tea. I just thought it was a brand of iced tea. So when people would order an Arnold Palmer, I would get them iced tea and bring it to them. And they usually wouldn't say anything because the color is pretty much the same. The iced tea kind of dominates the color of the lemonade. Sometimes it'll like rest on top if you put a lot of lemonade at the bottom. But I did not know that until someone called me out on it. They were like, "Is there lemonade in this?" And I was like, "No, you idiot! I didn't say that." But
Sure you got
and
tipped
then
well
he
that
was
night.
like, "Yeah, no." They didn't. They were like, "Yeah, there's supposed to be lemonade in it," and I was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot." And then then I went
I
back
thought it
and
was funny that when we were at dim sum that my grandparents just ordered 2 cups of water and they gave it to you and my cousin. It's like what like I wonder how the thought process went there. It's just like we're only
I
allowing 2 cups of water and it's for Nick and it's for Malia.
well, I will say both of your grandparents and well, all of your family, were very kind and wonderful, and it was very fun, and I would do it again. And
We got to get a group of
hopefully,
friends together.
yeah, I was gonna
And
say,
we'll
and hopefully by now, maybe your grandfather's on his fourth lap. I don't know.
yeah.
Fourth mile.
Fourth mile. Yeah.
We love that.
Um yeah, but yeah, and I started this episode by singing a song which who knows if we'll be able to keep or not. I don't know copyright law. We need a
I mean,
lawyer. Do we need a lawyer?
I was singing I forget what it even was. It was a pop song that you were saying. You said something and I sang it. But I don't remember what it was, but I guess we'll hear it in the draft. Um,
Of this
but yeah,
episode?
yeah, I said it. I sang it twice. I forget what it was. Though. It was just one line.
No.
Um,
Are we
God, I
losing our
love
mind?
getting old.
I know. Oh God, I love getting old. I said, are we losing our mind?
Yeah, yeah, we are.
But anyway, I, am I all of a sudden
Yeah,
just,
that's Nicki Minaj. I know you can't save me, make me feel.
did she sing?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, she
lost.
does. Anyway,
Anyway, I'm doing my best to segue. I began this episode. It is the holiday season. I mean, I feel like I don't know if your neighborhood is like this, but I find that there are holiday Christmas lights, just everywhere in my neighborhood. Is that the same in the Eagle's Nest?
yes, yes, it is.
That's what I call Nick's
Um,
neighborhood.
yeah, we haven't put up any Christmas decorations yet, though. Like, what are we doing?
My mom
We need
just
to
did it
get
this
on it.
weekend,
Yeah, well,
and I give credit to my mom because it was mostly her. If
yeah.
if maybe a little bit with my sister, but it was her.
I think Gary needs to get up on a ladder, to be honest, because we're really slacking over here. Um,
We have she also in terms of the tree, we have an artificial tree and lives in our attic most of the year,
I
but
love that
she
too.
can't bring it comes in segments, and she can't bring
Yeah.
the bottom three segments because it just gets wider, right, and
Okay.
heavier, and
Yeah.
so they just
How many
left.
segments are there?
There are four segments.
Oh, okay. I was
There
like
are
the
four.
bottom three. I was like, how many are
The
there?
bottom three, yeah, the bottom three of 15, and she she could only bring down the top one because rightfully so, that was the lightest one. It's just the tiny one with where you put the star and whatever. And so they they yeeted today, and
They yeeted.
they
Threw them down the attic?
no, my parents yeeted.
Oh, they left. Yes. Okay. I was like, she couldn't carry them down, so she just dropped them through the attic.
So yesterday she brought the top one down, right? And now when I look in the living room, again, I'm the only one home, and I look in the living room and it's just sad because where the tree would go, it's just the tiny little the top thing
Part
that's just sitting in the big empty space in the living room,
missing its bottom half.
missing its bottom half. But yeah. Anyway,
Bottom,
have you
bottom.
noticed have you noticed that over the years I feel like Christmas and the holiday seasons become more and more commercialized?
Yeah, but I think it was probably like that long before us.
I'm
Which I
sure.
don't even care that it's like commercialized. Honestly, like I love like Christmas decorations and gift giving and getting. Um, yeah, I love this
I
time
do
of
think
year.
it's fun, and I do think that, gifts is one of the love languages too. So it's another way to show the people in your life that you care about that you love them by giving gifts and receiving gifts. But
I just read something. This was so interesting to me. Humans are the I think it said humans are the only like species that don't sleep more during the winter and like hibernate and that type of stuff. Not hibernate, but like pay attention to like the shorter days, that type of thing. Um, but I mean,
this is
again, this
why
could be
depression is arriving in a Honda Accord.
right. No, literally, but apparently, but this is what I read, and again, this could be pseudoscience with point of view, but it was like we kind of counteract that, and we're like, this is the brightest time of the year, it's the happiest time of the year, like it's the most active, we're doing the most in December, like it's the busiest time of year, and we weren't made for that, so it's kind of
Right.
interesting.
Well, in when I was living in Denmark, they said that in Denmark there are not 12 months. This is a joke. There are not
Oh,
12
okay.
months.
It's like
Yeah, they use a completely different calendar. There are not 12 months, there are 15 months. And the months are January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and then December. Because when we're in the eastern part of the United States,
I've
when
heard of it.
daylight savings happens, it gets dark so early, right? But it gets dark even there's less light in Denmark because it's further north.
Doesn't
So
it get dark
it
at 3?
it gets dark at 3 and it doesn't even get light until like 9:30 in the morning.
H.
So it's so dark, and so in November they say it lasts forever because it's dark, there's very little sunshine, but then as soon as December 1st hits, all the Christmas lights come up and they're like, "Yay, we're happy in the darkness now."
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's just
I
interesting how
understand.
we do that. Like, we should be sleeping, is what I took from that post.
Yeah.
Every other
we
animal
should
does
we
it.
should go back to a hibernation schedule.
Yes. Carburation begin. Oh, there's SpongeBob.
Carburation.
The SpongeBob line when Sandy's talking about hibernation, and SpongeBob's like, "So when does carburation begin?"
Is that the original, like that original episode when she
Yes.
was? Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's that.
Not the hibernating, the one where they like go into her, like
Oh, I was gonna
not
say
that
because
one.
that line was overshadowed by "I'm Dirty Dan."
Yeah, no. Now Dirty Dan sits in a producer's box and produces Point of View. Hey King, how are you? Anyways, I it's the episode where Sandy's getting ready to hibernate, so she does all of the like extreme sports, and SpongeBob has to do it with her. And he
Oh,
disappears, and then she looks for him. She sends out like a search party, and she's like somebody like the whole town's looking, and they're tired of looking. So he's one of the guys is like, "I found him. I'm ready." And she's like, "No, you ain't."
we've really taken a turn somewhere. I don't
We
know when
really
we took
have.
it. I don't know when we took it. Anyway, I thought that because a couple episodes ago we talked about holiday traditions, this episode we would just lean full throttle into the full commercialization and gift giving ideas of the holiday season. What do you say?
Full throttle.
Full throttle. What do you say?
H.
Yeah, okay.
Um.
But
Yes.
yes, so I wanted to start off by just a really random place. So I had asked you
Okay.
to kind of prepare do some research, I don't know, in a magazine or online or something, and try and find the most strange thing that could be gifted. And it had to be like an object. It couldn't be, your time, how sincere that is and adorable that is. I wanted it to be an actual gift. And so I think what we decided to do, right, was we're going to describe it to each other, and then the other person's going to try and guess, and then we'll eventually tell each other what this gift is. So this is something, Nick, you can go first. This is something that Nick found as the strangest gift he has seen while doing some of this research. So go ahead, explain what you got for us.
So Nick did not understand the assignment because I thought of the strangest gift that I've ever gotten but let's just be honest here, I'm a little weird. So I asked for this gift.
Okay,
I feel
all
like
right.
that's the theme of my Christmases past is I ask for weird things and my parents reluctantly get them for me.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I also found researching just random like I found a mint container and it has a boy on it and it says I say bad words. Like what? Like what is this? And that's the first thing that came up, or second thing actually, when I looked up weird gift. So if anyone's looking to get somebody a weird gift, that is one. Also, I always find pictures of yourself, like weird pictures of yourself framed is a fun time. Not you specifically, but I did that for Claire once on her birthday. I just framed weird pictures, like intentionally to make this weird. I gave her like 4 odd pictures of myself in a frame. That was fun.
That's
She
very funny.
appreciated it very much.
So, okay. So, are we not doing the guessing?
Oh no, we can. Sorry.
Oh.
All right. So
I thought I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if the you say bad words or thing was the or
No,
not,
no, that was something I just found.
Oh, it was the okay.
When you look up weird gifts, that was the second hit.
Oh yeah.
But I've gifted some weird things too. We can get to that later.
Yes.
Do you want me to describe?
And we will get into that later. Describe just this one thing that you found that you thought was
Okay, well, it's something I have that I've
Yeah.
asked for and was gifted.
Sure.
Okay, so this thing is soft and it has a lot of wrinkles on it.
Okay.
It has a stem and it has a
Stem.
face.
And a face.
Yes. It's
For
a little
some reason-
disturbed.
For some reason, I'm thinking of like one of those large and this is probably going to be completely off, but you know when you go to like a county fair and you can win one of those like stuffed animal things at a I think I'm losing my voice halfway through this episode. When you go to this, you can win one of those stuffed animal things at one of the games.
Yes.
I'm thinking of that, but it's not a stuffed animal. It's a flower with kind of like a crinkled pattern stem that's green, and then a flower on the top that has a face. But that's probably not.
It's not as off as you think it is.
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
you more hints. So it's
Okay.
flat. It's a little disturbed. It's a
Flat.
little disturbed. Not
Flat, a
super
little
flat.
disturbed, wrinkled stem, and it has a face.
No, it's wrinkled and it has a stem. It's not completely flat, as in it's not 2D. It is 3D, but it's kind of like, kind of looks like a fish a little bit.
Hmm. Huh.
We'll show viewers this too, or listeners this on social media.
Yeah, I
Um,
have no idea.
I could give you a hint. I could give you a hint, but it's gonna give it away. Maybe not.
Oh, well, you could
It's
sure, you
very
could try. I
athletic.
mean, I'm lost, so
It's very athletic.
it's very athletic.
Yes.
Hmm. It's blue. It's
Not in real
wrinkly.
life, but this one is blue.
Okay. I,
It's
it's
wrinkly.
it's very athletic.
Yes.
I
That is a
I
point of view reference.
I have I have no idea.
It has a little bulb on the bottom. Just a
I have
little
no
bulb.
Nick, I have no idea.
You
I'm
want me to
gonna
show you?
Yeah, show me. You're probably gonna show me, and I'm gonna be like, but
It's
it's
a
a
stuffed brain.
this is a stuffed brain that is
Flush
blue. It has a
brain.
face. It has a brain stem. There
Yeah,
is
it's a little
yeah,
disturbed.
there is the got the
And
texture
to
of a
be,
brain.
I feel like we have to just explain it is a stuffed plush brain. It is not a brain that I have. And that's why I said if you got a real version of this in the mail or something, you would run for the hills and never stop running. And
Yes.
rightfully so.
And now I
Because
understand it's very athletic because our
yeah, get it?
episode,
Like the brain
the
is your
brain is
most
your most athletic organ.
yeah, listen to our bonus episode. That's what it's titled.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So this was probably the weirdest gift I've ever asked for. My parents did get it for me reluctantly. They said I was weird when I got it. Um, it's from here. We'll shout them out. It's from I Heart Guts, the company.
Of course
They
it is. What?
manufacture.
It's not going to be from iHeartRadio. It's going to be
No,
iHeart Guts.
no, it's from I Heart Guts, and I don't know if Paige, our friend, listens to this show, but we've joked about this company a lot because they make stuffed organs for all of your stuffed organ needs. I don't know. A lot of I think one of their main
Let's keep emphasizing plush stuffed
plush.
organs.
Yes, yes. I purchased a liver from I Heart Guts. No,
Yeah.
but they literally have so many different organs, and I think their main market is for people that had surgery. It's like, oh, here's a stuffed animal, but it's what you got removed. Like
So
they
I could
have
get my appendix or something?
yes, and so Elizabeth, who was on this podcast, always jokes, not jokes, but we say like I say she like wants her appendix out for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I was like, I'm gonna get you a stuffed appendix from I Heart Guts. A lot of my friends know about this company because I just find it so odd. And they when I say they have every organ, they have every organ. It's very
Interesting.
weird. I just
Interesting.
wanted the brain.
Yeah.
I
I
and
love that. That's awesome. That
it's
is
kind of cute.
definitely an interesting gift. But
Yeah, and the reason I wanted it was because I was like, well, if I'm not gonna be nice to my own brain, at least I can personify it. And
yeah, right.
I like let's not, you know, I'm not talking to it though. Let's that sounds like I was like, I'm gonna carry this around and talk to it. This would be my last episode. And rightfully so. If I was talking to this thing, but
Yeah.
it's just a symbolic, it's a stuffed brain, and it's kind of cute, kind of ugly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice to it anyways.
Good. As you should be.
Um,
And to your own brain too.
Yeah, well, this is how I'm
Yeah.
working on this.
Yeah.
We're working on it with this. This is yeah. But that was my weird gift. I'm
Yes.
curious to see if I can guess yours.
Yes. So I saw this recently.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it?
I don't know. Keep
Oh.
going.
I was like, really? Oh, you ruined the fun.
Yeah.
But I saw this gift recently, it made me do a double take, and I said, is this really something that people want or whatever? But let me describe it. So it is for, it looks like it could be indoor or outdoor use. You can use this while also doing other things like reading or texting or using your phone. Do you know what this is?
I do. I
Um,
do because
I might have
you
sent
said
you.
so.
I might have Snapchatted you.
But please keep going.
It is a tent-like structure that has, I'm assuming, a bench inside of the tent, but your entire body doesn't go into the tent because your head and your arms must stay out of the tent
The
while you're
arms.
using this. And the the tent is insulated. You, not for cold, but for warmth, and you sit in this, and as it heats up, and I would imagine, Nick, since you know what this is, would someone use this naked or in a bathing suit? I don't know. I don't think
Would someone
you can
use
use
this
it
naked?
clothed. What'd you
The
say?
title for episode 21. Would someone use this naked?
No.
Um,
Not in any way sexual, but
no, no, I
just
didn't
that
think there was.
in the nature of this gift that you
I
could
would
get
probably
someone.
wear clothes. I would probably wear clothes in it. But it
You would wear
honestly,
clothes.
I would
I don't
try
know
it.
if you would wear. Have you ever been in like an actual one of these though?
No, I don't think anybody has ever been in an
No, no,
actual one.
no. I don't mean the actual thing, but this is a portable version of something.
Of it. Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I have, and but I've worn like a bathing suit, but like,
Yeah, yeah. I think
um,
you have to wear a bathing suit or just. I
but
mean,
is
again,
that
if
what
you
it
have
is?
this in your own home, anyway. This item. I don't really know how much more to say about this. I'm assuming it requires electricity to heat up, but this item is a portable sauna.
Yeah, it's okay. So that was my question. Is it an actual sauna? That is everything, honestly. That is just
Available from Sharper Image.
I just love that she's casually reading.
She's casually reading,
And
and
her dad just sitting out of it.
we will post this on our social media. But
Oh, sure.
oh, oh my
Absolutely.
goodness,
But
I saw
what happens
this.
if she drops the
If
magazine?
she
Like,
drops
what
the magazine, how did like? Well, I guess you zip from the front, right? There's a zipper
how do
down the
you
front.
zip?
There's kind of like a there's kind of there has to be a bench in there, and then there's kind of like a semicircle that goes from the top to the bottom, and your hands kind of stick out the front pockets, and it zips up. But also with the zippers, I don't imagine it stays that warm because the heat's escaping.
It looks like half a toaster, honestly. It's
It
very
does
boxy
look like
for
half a
for
toaster.
something that you wear, it's very boxy. She kind of looks like the
The
aunt
model
at the
kind of
beginning of Harry Potter 3.
the model looks like the aunt. The
Yeah, well,
model in
not
this
like
picture.
in facial, like she doesn't look like her, but you know how the aunt like blows up like a balloon and flies away, and she has her hands, or like even like Violet Beauregard, she's the one that turns into a blueberry, right, or a grape, or in
The
Willy
blueberry,
Wonka.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so picture that, but not blue. It's got blue
In
lining.
an insulated
That
tent with only your hands, not your wrists or your arms, but only your hands are visible, reading a magazine, and your head is visible.
Yeah, and honestly, she looks either A, quite comfortable, or B, contemplating life decisions,
Yeah.
because she's like, so my agent made me do this.
I don't even know where you would put this in your house. Like, imagine
Oh,
having
right in the
this,
living
and
room,
it's just
maybe.
like I'm gonna use the sauna. Oh, okay, honey, and just in the living room,
Zip her up.
just zip her up in the sauna.
I
I
didn't know it was a sauna. I thought it was just like a heated area. Like I think saunas are like damp, you know, you're
right.
sweating a little bit.
No, this is advertised as a sauna,
All right.
but
Okay.
anyway. Now that we've got that out of our system, Nick, you said you've given some weird gifts or received some other weird gifts besides your plush brain.
Yeah. Yeah. As they come back to me, as they come back to me, you know. Um, I am trying to think of some good ones because they're all,
I've
you know, that
gotten
song "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" by Celine Dion.
Yes.
The opposite is happening.
Yes.
Um,
I've received some. While you're thinking, I've received some interesting ones, but again, things that I've asked for. Like you said, you asked for your plush brain. I asked
yeah.
for those straw glasses where like you I guess one part of the straw goes in your mouth and one part of the straw goes in the drink, and then the drink swirls up into your glasses and then goes. Have
No,
you ever
I've
seen
never heard
these?
of those, but that's
Yeah,
every.
so I asked for those. It was interesting. It was kind of like the hats that they have with the cans.
Yeah, the,
I
the
guess it's
soda.
kind of like that, but it's you have to have a cup or something to. They're not very
Yeah,
practical. They're more novelty. But I
yeah.
asked for that one year. I'm
I
not
love
really
that.
sure why.
I love
It
that.
was interesting because you felt the if you happened to be kind of you know overheating that day, you could feel the liquid go through your
Oh,
around
I
your
don't.
eyes and cool off your sinus
Oh, okay.
passages. I don't know.
Sinus
That was
passages.
yes,
We love
yes.
sinus
But
passages.
anyway, weird gift that you have you been able to.
Yeah, so I used to think I was Britney Spears when I was like two, and In Sync and Shania Twain all at once.
Oh, I
So
see.
I
Just if
used
they
to,
all
yeah,
had a child together.
yeah, yeah, and there I was. But I would do concerts in like up until like I was doing them in my preschool classroom, like full on show. Like I'm not even kidding. And I don't understand why people didn't stop me because like it was a classroom. I still and I was very shy too, so I don't understand. I guess the spotlight calls
Give
me.
some.
No.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly, exactly.
yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so I used to ask for microphones when I was a little
Hmm.
kid, like to perform with, which, whatever, not that normal or not that abnormal, whatever. This is where it gets abnormal. So my parents would buy them and they weren't always toys either. Like I wanted like the microphone that Shania Twain had or the microphone that NSYNC had, like Justin Timberlake, whatever. But so they buy these microphones and microphones aren't like, I mean, they're not super expensive, but they're not like $2. But they'd always come with like the karaoke thing that you plug in to make them work. I didn't need to make them work. They just needed to look like my favorite artist's microphone. So my parents would buy them and they'd cringe because I'd make them cut the cord off
The
the
most
microphone.
expensive part.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't work anymore, but now it looks like, Justin
You
Timberlake.
needed a wireless to be
I
the
needed a
pop
wireless.
icon that Nick Gervasi is. You have to
Yeah.
have a wireless microphone.
Yes. And so I did that, or they would cut it for me. And I mean, they could have just bought me a wireless one, but I believe those are expensive, especially in the early 2000s. Like you know, so yeah, so that was what I used to do with that. I guess I had a habit of destroying my toys on purpose. I used to ask I was a huge Blues Clues fan when I was that age, and I used to ask for the handy dandy notebook,
I think you're
which,
still a huge Blues Clues fan.
well, we've talked about this. I have not seen, not gonna lie, haven't seen an episode in probably 20 years, but I still respect the show. Um, Steve was my guy. I really appreciate the apology, Steve, if you're listening. But he's not. But so what I would do, so I'd ask for the handy dandy notebook. But my favorite episode of Blues Clues when I was a kid was the episode where Steve breaks his crayon, and there was only one crayon that it came with. So I'd get the handy dandy notebook and I would break it. I would break the crayon on purpose because I was playing Blues Clues, and then we'd have to go buy new ones. So destruction is what I asked for
Yeah,
Christmas.
you're just
Do you have
destructive child.
any interesting ones? I've got more, but I need to think of them. So let's toss it back to you in the studio.
In, interesting gifts that I've received. I mean, the glasses was definitely one. I also for some reason asked for. I'm a sucker for like Sky Mall or Sharper Image, which has that sauna, or Brookstone. One thing I got from Brookstone, and I'm not a golfer at all, so I don't know why I got these, but there was these glasses that were completely blue, and they weren't blue light glasses. The lenses were
They're just
blue,
blue. Okay.
and they covered like the entire area of like from your nostrils up to like the mid part of your forehead that covered your eyes. And
Okay.
they claimed that when you put them on and you looked around a golf course, you could see all of the golf balls
Did it
so you
work?
wouldn't have to go looking for your golf balls. No, they didn't work, but I got
You're
them
supposed to be
anyway.
Brookstone. Brookstone is
I,
reliable.
they didn't. I mean, I still have like behind me. I have a Brookstone alarm clock still. I like Brookstone, but like that, those were just novelty. Like same thing with the sauna. Do you really think that that exists? I feel like now we have
It
to buy a
exists.
sauna.
Yeah.
No, it exists, but do you really think it works? You know.
No.
So I don't know.
I just thought of
That was
another
something.
one.
Go for it. Yeah.
So this one I have not gotten yet. I have been asking for it for a long time, but my parents say no all the time, and I could buy it myself, but it is their house, so I will not be purchasing this. But I want a shower seat, and I know that's for that is not. I would stand my parents.
Nick,
like,
how old are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And there are also people that like actually need those that are our age, but I'm just saying it because like I think that would be such a good time to sit in the shower and go on my phone. I already go on my phone in the shower. I think we've talked about this, but
Why don't you
yeah,
just draw
I
a
would
bath?
never leave. Yeah, but then you have to sit on the ground. We have a step stool and I have brought that in the shower once.
Oh
I
my
wasn't like
goodness.
showering sitting down, but I was like washing my feet or something because my feet were dirty.
I might have one because not for me,
Yeah.
not for my use, but because when my brother broke his leg and had to shower, or like my dad when he ruptured his Achilles, there's been a lot of foot injuries, and so we might have one. Either that, or we ended up borrowing my grandmother's.
I'll be over in
When
5 minutes.
yeah,
If that mysteriously disappears. Oh, do you want to tell us about the other weird shower gift that I'm in love with that you also enjoy?
let's
All
go
right.
to let's go to the best gifts we've been given slash received.
All right.
So I honestly, this is I think one of the best gifts that I've given. I like making the gifts. I really enjoy the gift giving process, like not just like handing it over, but also doing the research and thinking about the person who I'm going to buy the gift for, and thinking about what could be something that is personal for them, not necessarily customized or engraved in their initials or anything, but like personal for them and something that they might use. Because I'm all about functionality. I don't know about you. And so Nick came
Functional
over.
pink.
Nick came over to my house once. Was this when there was a group of us? Was this last
Yeah.
January?
Yes, it was.
It was.
January
So
2020. So
it was January 2020 before COVID and everything, and I had a bunch of people over, and because I just spent the semester before abroad, and there were other people who were going abroad the semester after, so we were like, all right, January, let's get people together, and Nick, everyone slept over, and Nick used the shower at my house, and in the shower we have a notepad, and it's a notepad that's specific for the shower because the paper is waterproof, and it just suction cups to your shower, and he loved it and he couldn't stop raving about it, and he wrote on the notepad, I love this thing, or something like that. And so was it for your birthday or was it for Christmas?
I don't even know when it was.
For some
Uh,
occasion I got you one.
but either way, no more good ideas down the drain. That's what I'm
Yes, that is
again,
their
that is
slogan.
their tagline. Yes.
Yes.
Um yeah, I really do be loving that.
Yes.
No, yeah. I like want to come up with a use for mine that's like a specific use. And I know like it doesn't get more specific than ideas in the shower,
Have
but
you
like
seen the gallery that my siblings and I have in our
oh
shower?
yeah.
It's
Oh
just
yeah.
like
Some of it was sweet, like good luck on your first day of school, we'll miss you. Like going off to college. Some of them were not so sweet.
some of them was like, then some of others were like for explicit hangman.
Yeah, but I loved it, and I definitely contributed to the conversation by saying I love this, and Nick was here and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
I'm in the shower right now. Like there's like stuff like that. I was like, what can I write on here? No more good ideas down the drain.
What is one of the? I mean, I said I enjoyed giving you that gift. What is the one of the best gifts that you've received? And if you need time to think, I can answer first if you'd like.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So some of the best gifts that I've received, and I have, I have a good memory, but for some reason, when I'm put on the spot, I can't think of things. But I guess
Yeah.
that's most people. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about most things, some things in recent history. I'm a huge, and this is going to really call me out and tell you how much of a nerd I am. I am a huge National Public Radio fan, NPR. And
I
last,
knew that.
yeah, last Christmas, I got a pair of NPR socks, and they are the best things. I love those. For my birthday this past year, I got this podcast planning
Yeah.
journal that I use every time I use an whew. I use this every time I it's my responsibility to plan an episode, and I love that. Trying to think. I feel like now I know I've grown up because it's mostly like clothes that I'm like, yeah, like other clothes things
Yeah.
too that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I still get excited about little things and like very specific things. Like I have I haven't used it yet. It will not go on my new key or will not go on my keychain until I get my new car. But last Christmas I got a official Chromatica keychain with the track list on the back and the symbol on the front. And I will not put that on my keys until I get a new car because it's just that's my toxic trait, as everybody knows. That I keep things that I love and don't use them because I don't want to like ruin them or lose the novelty of it. But that was I'm like talking about best gifts I've ever gotten, a keychain. um,
And
there
mine
I
was
don't
socks. So I mean, and truly though, truly those NPR socks. I love those
yeah
things.
yeah, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have Chromatica socks too. Um, thank you to my sister. But I just love like really specific things. Like when I we've talked about like my weird niche interests, but like when I was obsessed with Angry Birds,
Yeah.
and I had all of the Angry Birds stuffed characters, like that brought so much joy to someone who shouldn't have been getting well, not shouldn't have, never grow up, but I was like 14 at the time, and I loved those. Um, anything like my parents surprised me with AirPods Pro last Christmas, and the reason it was such a big surprise was because they got me AirPods 2 years before and I lost them. And I made the biggest deal of it in campus ministry. Like everybody knew that I lost my AirPods to the point that like for months later, people were asking me, "Did you find them?" And it would just make me sad each time. But good news, I still have the pros. Um,
There you go. I did when the year that all three of myself and my siblings got iPod touches was a
that
good
was a
year
big
too.
one for
That
me.
was a good one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fun. My DS, getting a DS, that was a big deal. Um, I this wasn't a Christmas gift, but getting my first tickets to see Lady Gaga when I was
Oh,
12, that was because that was my first concert.
yeah.
And like I was as obsessed with her then as I am now, but the difference is for a 12-year-old, like that's like out of body experience. You know what I mean? Like you just get more
Yeah.
excited about things. I feel like I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like when Santa's coming, like you're so excited, like it's just like
Right.
just Christmas. It's a whole different thing for kids. Um,
What's
but
the best gift you've given? Because
um,
you've talked about some received, but what's the best gift you've given? Because I know and I know you and I know that you put a lot of time and effort into like those types of things too. And well, first, do you enjoy the gift giving process? Like kind of thinking about.
I do, but I don't like getting people surprises. Like I like
Sure.
surprising people with things I know they want. But
Yeah.
I don't like guessing because I want
Okay.
them. I want to know that they're gonna like it. Like it's something. So like I even like I can think of something that I know you want right now. But so I like doing that. I know there was one. So my sister and I, for I don't know if it was Mother's Day or her birthday. I think it was Mother's Day, where we recorded. This was during the pandemic when I was in Florida. We recorded a video and posted it on Facebook for her friends to see, and she like sobbed multiple times and watched
Aw.
it multiple times during the day at work. Like, and she just, I think that is probably she would say the best gift she's ever received. But I
And would you say that's the best
really
gift you've ever given?
I
Up
don't
there?
know. I guess because it made her that happy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if I can like say what the best gift I've ever given is because I guess it's up
Yeah.
to like the
Well,
person who
superlatives is hard too.
receives it.
Just being
Yeah.
like, oh, ever. Just out of
Yeah.
all of them.
Like yeah. I've been walking this land for 23 years. Uh, I I got Jordan Justin. When I say I got Jordan Justin Bieber tickets, I pretty much like I think my parents paid for them. But this was like when. Do you remember? Like, did you guys do this when you were younger? Like, get gifts for your siblings, but like your parents paid for the. Like, it
Yes.
wasn't. Yeah. So I got her Justin. I got her Justin Bieber tickets, but they were really. I think I used my parents' money.
Yeah.
But she was really excited about that. I gifted my one of my friends a thong once. But it was a joke. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a joke. They asked for it. They asked for it, and I thought they were joking because it was a
They asked
Chromatica
for it.
thong. Yeah, they asked for it. It was a Chromatica thong. We were looking at Chromatica merch, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's a thong!" And they were like, "Oh my god, I want that!" And I was like, "You do not. That's so weird. Like, not weird that they wanted it, but like weird that like I'm gonna get it for you." And they're like, "No, you have to get that for me. I'm gonna hold you to it." So I let them forget about it, and then I mailed them a Chromatica thong.
Wow.
That was a journey.
That beats me. That I can't say that's. I don't think I've ever mailed any of my friends' underwear. That was.
Yeah, I hadn't either until then. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I hope they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then they
That's
jokingly said, "Do you want me to send a picture?" And I was like, "No."
yeah.
We have a fun
That's
relationship.
it's funny. I like I feel like I talked to like earlier about how I feel like I'm old because I'm like, oh yay, clothes. But
Mm.
but do you find, although we kind of just talked about a lot of our recreational gifts that we've received, do you find that your gifts that you receive nowadays versus when you were younger are more like recreational items, or are they more functional items, or are they both?
They're like I think I have a very specific like not taste, but like people know. I think people know. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that hard to
They
read.
know. They
Yeah.
they they
Oh,
they
they know.
know. They know.
Um, so like yeah, functional things, sure, but like when I say functional things, I'm like I'm really loving that foot massager from Brookstone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like like so that's like I'm kind of I'm an old soul in that way, but I also get excited about things like this, the stuffed brain, the stuffed plush brain, or Lady Gaga merch or Apple products. Like I love I mean, that's a good example of something that's functional but not necessary in my life.
Sure.
Like I want the home pod really badly, and my parents are like, "We don't want that in our house." I was like, "Okay, well, your phone does the exact same thing." And by exact same thing, I mean listen to you 24/7.
That's a whole nother episode that we could
Yes,
probably get into.
yes.
But yeah, I think that my gifts, if I were to do like a percentage, they would be 20-30% recreational and then 70-80% functional. Like for instance, for
I
my birthday, I like the things that I asked for, at least the things that I received might, like, people just would probably do get recreational things, but like I asked for this microphone for my
yeah,
birthday. That very functional. Also,
I
I
know a
guess
lot about
recreational
asking
because I
for a
have a good
microphone.
time doing this podcast. But
Yeah.
and then
I
clothes, very functional.
yeah. I so I have a tip for people actually
Okay.
that get asked, "What do you want for your birthday or Christmas or stuff?" And then you're like, "Oh, I don't know." And you spent like in my experience, I like spend the entire year being like, "Oh my god, I want that! Like, I want to buy that, or I like this, I like this, I like this." And then someone asks, and I'm like, I'll have you know, um, Patrick Star." But so I have a now I take pictures of things that I want to buy myself or that I'm interested in or that I want. And I have a folder in my photos called things I want to buy. So then when people ask me, "What do you want?" I go to that folder. Um, so like right now, I mean, I'm not going to read them because my parents already are aware. And a lot of these things they'll look at the list and be like, "You're not getting that," because because they're stupid. But
You just call your parents stupid?
no, the things I want.
Oh, the things on your life. That's like,
No, I told
they're
you.
not getting
I
that because they're
could buy.
stupid.
No. Um, like yeah, like I'm looking at things.
I do something similar. My mom is the gatekeeper of the wish lists in my family. So anytime throughout the year, it doesn't have to be my birthday coming up or Christmas coming up or something coming up. Anytime throughout the year I find something that I might want for one of those occasions, I just send her an email with the subject line wish list and just send. And she,
That's
I think, archives it or whatever. And then when some people ask or whatever, she just, and that I use it too because if my friends are like, what, any ideas for your birthday?
yeah.
Then
And it's honestly, it's like fun too, because like if you're like shopping and you don't want to spend money or like you're not spending money that day or whatever, and it's like, oh, but I'll take this picture of this. It's like kind of like, oh, like I want this. It's almost like buying it for yourself, but not really.
right,
It's fun.
right. Nick, I thought we would end this episode in kind of an interesting way. We started the episode, well, the meat and potatoes part of the episode with describing an odd gift.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to put you and I on the spot. And to end the episode, I want you to do your best job, and I will do it too, and I can go first, I guess, if you want, of reenacting through a podcast form
Oh, I hate this already.
what it's like when you open a gift.
Oh my god, I hate this already. I'm bad at acting. Well, not that I'm bad at acting. I'm actually, I think, quite good at acting, and
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Nick receives rectangular box wrapped in a lumberjack gift wrap.
Okay. So I have received this lumberjack.
He opens the gift. This is what happens.
So I'm like, where do you get this wrapping paper? Like, oh my gosh, I love this so much, but I have literally no clue what this is. I'm talking a mile a minute right now. I'm aware, but I'm just gonna keep opening the gift. All right. So I'm opening the gift. Everybody's looking at me. I'm narrating this, so this is real. Like, this isn't me just giving my stage directions. All right, I'm gonna open it now. All right, I opened the gift. Oh my god, literally, how did you know I wanted this? Like, I literally like this. I actually like. Like, how do you like? Like anything Lady Gaga love. Like I literally wear this right now. Like I'm gonna wear this right now. Like this is the best gift I've ever received, honest to God. I'm putting this on right now. Can we eat these right now? Like I'm eating these. Like, okay, everything. That was everything. I'm obsessed. Scene.
Bravo.
And
bravo.
that was
Yay, bravo.
I'm not gonna lie. You heard the nervousness, you heard the authentic, like there is authenticity there, and like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever because things excite me easily. Like let's again, we'll bring in the brain.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, that is a genuine.
I've seen you open gifts. I would say that's accurate. I don't know if you've seen me open gifts. Maybe you have, but I don't know. Okay, I feel like my reactions are very visual, so this will be tough for me. So I'm gonna do my best. Nick,
visual.
give me the stage direction.
Justin opens a lumberjack box.
Oh my gosh. No way. Where did you find this? This is so cool. Wow. Oh my god. What the? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Gets up, hugs the person. Thank you. Wow. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm going to wear it now. Hold on. Give me a second. Runs out of the room, goes to bathroom, puts on an article of clothing. Comes back in with it. Comes back in with it. How do I look? I love it. Look at this. Thank you. Okay. That was, I don't know. I've never done that, but that would be a fun way to.
No, but it was accurate. That was good. That was accurate. But again, so we're kind of similar though, in the way it's like, I'm going to put it on and like I do usually.
Yeah. So, and for those who can't see me, I feel like my eyes were like, oh my gosh, thanks. Like, and I had a constant smile. Yeah. Anyway.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Nick, as always, this has been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this conversation. I hope you did.
I did too.
It was fun talking about gifts and stuff. But anyway, my name is Justin too.
I'm Nick Gervasi.
And you can reach us on Instagram and Facebook at Point of Dew Podcast, all one word, or by sending us a voice message on our website, anchor.fm/Point of Dew. If you enjoy our show, give us a rating or review in the Apple Podcast Store, or share us with a friend or family member. We'd really appreciate it and are truly grateful for your support. As always, we hope you have a great week. Thank you for listening, and until next time.
H.
Who we are, everything's going right, cheers me up because time to say goodbye to myself.